All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Veteran Wealth Podcast. I forgot the name of my daggone podcast. This is episode 6. My name is David Kurz, former United States Marine, currently a realtor extraordinaire to the entire world. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Every episode, we try to bring a fantastic veteran who is now doing big things, whether they're an entrepreneur or intrapreneur, which there is a difference. We're bringing them to the table because we want you guys to learn. We want you guys to take some valuable information away from what we're doing here on a daily basis. And just like my friend Jose, who joined me today, Jose Rodriguez, Mr. Credit 305 out of Miami, Florida. Brother, thanks for doing this with me. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, and I'm humble, David. I appreciate what you're doing for the community, and I salute you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. It means the world to me.
Don't call me sir. I work for a living.
Hey! So let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. So you are a veteran. You served with what service and for how long?
I was in the Marine Corps from 2002 to 2006. Is with the Marines. Yep.
Awesome, man. And then 2002, 2006. So you did your 4-year gig, and you decided to get out. What did you do when you got out? Like, did you immediately or did you follow a different path?
That's a good question. One of the things I think that veterans have is having a passion to serve, right? To serve the community and serve our country. When I immediately got out, I went into finance for a short period of time, but that burning sensation of still serving was still there. So I became a police officer, and I was a police officer for 5 years until my body couldn't take it no more physically.
Nice.
So yes.
Nice. It's funny that you say that because when I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to go work at the Chrome Detention Center. Okay. And you did way better than I did because you did 5 years as a cop. I was at the Chrome Detention Center, and like my 90th day, I remember walking into a cell with about 100 people in it. And I was the only guard on duty inside the cell sitting at that desk. And the door was locked from the outside, and I was in uniform again. And I was like, fuck, I was safer in Afghanistan. What the hell am I doing? You know what I mean? This is 1 against 100. This ain't even right. You know,
I hear you.
And then the policy was, if a riot breaks out in the room, they can't open the door until the what was it called? Forward advance, team comes running up to the room. I knew
rapid response team or something.
Yeah, it was like a rapid response team, and I knew all those guys, and I was like, I don't trust my ass with those guys. You know, these guys are eating fucking cheeseburgers while everybody else is working, and then they got to drop everything, get up and go run somewhere. Get out of here. So it wasn't the Marine Corps. Let's just say that.
I got it.
But I lasted 90 days, and I got into sales. So you said your body couldn't take it anymore. You just did 5 years, and then you got back into finance?
I did, but it's a different type of finance. I saw there was still a need in the community in regards to understanding credit and making a difference. So my passion, and I always told, when I went to, even when the interview that I had with the panel interview when I was become a police officer, why you want to become a cop? And I says, because I know I'm not going to be here for forever, and I wanted to make a difference before I left, and I want to leave this world a little better than how I came in. So even though I was doing financial services for a while, and then I became a police officer, unfortunately, I had some physical issues that I couldn't take the uniform, the weight any longer. So I had to make a very tough decision in getting out of law enforcement. But I wanted to, again, make a difference. So I decided to help everyone in regards to issues with their consumer credit, their personal credit, and also their business credit, because I know there was a need for that, and people don't understand that. So I wanted to still make a difference in a different way.
Right, man, that's awesome. I think you have a good heart. You're coming into this with a term of service. You joined the military because you wanted to serve. You got out of the military. You went into finance. You still had a passion for serving. You put a uniform back on and you served your local community. And then you took that off and you're back in finance, but in a sense of serving your community still, right? And so
Absolutely.
Do you think that sense of having to serve is what drives you on a daily basis, or what drives you? What drives Jose to make his business bigger, faster, stronger, better than ever?
Be the best. Be the best and making a difference in someone's life. Continuing with the mission. I still live under my core values: honor, courage, and commitment. I still have it in the wall in my home. So it's one of those things that I want to make a difference, but it's not just making a difference, it's becoming the best of what you can do and helping someone actually achieve their goals and making a difference in their lives. So that's what strives me every day. It's that one, even if I can help one person in this world to better their life, because everybody thinks about just credit. Even when I was a police officer, it's just, oh, there's just, you're giving tickets away. No, you're making a difference, keeping your community safe. Credit is important because to get a better job, I've helped a lot of military personnel, ex-veterans go into law enforcement, but they've had some credit issues. So I feel proud that I'm being able to help also other veterans with their credit issues, just so they can buy that home or they can get that law enforcement or that other military. Absolutely, because sometimes, man, things happen in life, and it's not our fault. I mean, look what happened in 2020. We got hit with an epidemic. Life just happens, and I understand that. So I'm happy that I can still continue in a small way in changing people's lives.
That's great, Jose, man. So let me ask you this: now that you're in business, right? How did you start your business? Let's talk about that, because I think, a lot of veterans out there are thinking, man, I want to start a business. I want to do something for myself. Maybe I'm wearing a police officer's uniform right now, and I'm thinking, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm exhausted. My body can't take it. Jose started a business, but how did he do it?
One client at a time. And what I mean with that is just having the support also with family support, believing in yourself, finding a passion. My passion was credit. Maybe someone has a different type of passion and they're great at and just going after that passion, but not being afraid of taking that first foot forward. Sometimes people look at success like a big mountain, or starting a business like a huge mountain, and it can be as small as a small little degree. Sometimes just making that first step, staying focused, understanding there's going to be some difficulties, but the Marine Corps, there's difficulties, but you still got to accomplish your mission. Law enforcement, you still have difficulties, but you still have a safer community. And in business, if you want to succeed, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in the same core values and be able to do what you're willing to do and making the sacrifice to do to become successful. But just taking that first foot forward, man, just find that passion and not being afraid to succeed. Some people, everyone wants to be successful, but a lot of people just are scared of taking that first step.
I think a lot of people are listening right now and they're like, all right, cool, Jose, I get that, right? I get that. But when I was in the Marine Corps or the Army or the Air Force or the Navy or whatever service they were in, somebody else was really making the plan, right? The plan was already put in place. You just had to throw on your gear and roll out, and oftentimes anything that was a deviant or shift in the plan was done on the go, and it was based on your training. Yep. And, so you made quick decisions based on consistent training, and same thing with police officer, right? You're told what neighborhood to roll in. A lot of times you're given tips on, things that might be happening in the community. And, so somebody's going to look at this and go, Jose, yeah, but if I open my own business, I don't have somebody giving me a plan. Right. So, what is my first step? Like, what do I do?
What I did, I found a good mentor, David. I found a mentor. I found someone similar to me, someone that's been very close to the same type of life that I've been, and also have the similar goals. I found a mentor. I think everybody in life needs to have a mentor. Something I was talking about. I'm also admitting when you have certain weaknesses, work on those weaknesses. My mentor was very important to me, and I still have it. To this day, I was talking about it with you earlier. I suffer PTSD. Okay, I suffer from high anxiety. I know that. But I still got a business I got to run, and having someone to talk to and not being afraid to find that help is going to help you succeed in also in the business world.
That's huge, man. And I'm glad that you said that. And we'll stop for a second and say to our brothers and sisters and our veterans out there, if you ever find yourself needing help, seek help. Don't be, listen, this whole thing, we all suffer immediately leaving the military. We all suffer from no, man, I can handle it. I'm a devil dog, right. Like I could control this. I'm the man, right. And truth is that there's so many resources out there. You just call the VA and they'll point you in the right direction, and they will be, head first trying to back you up, help you out, and give you somebody to talk to. And there's groups out there. I know specifically in Miami and Florida, there are groups of veterans that do things, activities, hiking, boating, canoeing, things like that, just to be able to connect and jam up with each other and be around people that are like you. So yes, that's amazing. That's a great comment you made. I appreciate that, Jose. And so now let's say I take my first step. I'm like, okay, I found my passion. It's selling lollipops. Let's roll with it, Jose. Right? My passion is lollipops. I ate a lollipop one day and it was the best thing I ever ate in my life. So I started making lollipops and I need to sell these lollipops. Where do I go from there?
Keep going. Keep going. Get better at it. Keep sharp. To me, on my side, is continuing having that niche. Finding out how to make the better tasting lollipops, and having that, again, going that mentor. I tell my team and I tell my friends, I forgot who said this, and I know everybody kind of heard this quote: if you're the smartest person in this room, then you're in the wrong room. Right. Yeah. So it's just finding that person that you can lean on to in regards to having a mentor, knowing that if you're not the best, someone's going to replace you. So you got to continue trying to become the best, staying sharp, and making those best lollipops.
All right. So how did you find your clients when you decided to become Mr. Credit 305? Right. How did you find your clientele? Like, it wasn't like you opened the doors and like 50 people were waiting outside, like what did you do to find your first clients, and how did you grow from one to however many clients you're servicing right now?
Right. So when I first started, I had 3 clients and I was actually doing them for free. Those were my 3 clients. I was giving my services for free. I started helping out police officers or people that are coming out of the police academy and wanted to get law enforcement. I was giving my service for free. At that moment, when I left law enforcement, I went to financial services in wealth management. And I had clients that needed those services too. So I started building my book of business, but just also relationships, David. It's all about relationships, knocking on doors, talking to realtors, professionals like yourself, introducing myself, educating myself also on credit to become better and better every day, and not selling, but educating. So when I went into offices where there was a lender, just saying hello, not being afraid to shake a hand, doing the old-fashioned way, and just talking to other business owners, introducing myself, educating, and just going door by door and building one client at a time. But I first started with 3 clients. Currently, right now, we have a little over 2,000 clients nationally. So, and it's all but just relationships. My biggest thing I tell people is, if you want to be successful in business, is relationships with your clients and relationship with your partners. It's not about selling, it's about educating.
So that's great. Let's talk about relationships real quick, because a lot of times when somebody starts a business, they buy a list or they buy leads and they fail. They win with, on the short term, but they fail on the long term because they forget to use the people that they actually connected with out of those lists or out of those leads and build relationships with them for further business. So talk to me about maybe some of the things that you do to build relationships with your clients so that your clients are rah Jose and send you their brother, their sister, their cousin, their uncle, their best friend. What is it that you do to build them up?
Obviously, do what you say and under promise, over accomplish. And what I mean with that is, don't over promise more than what you can handle. Being honest with them. Honest is a big thing. Relationship is also a two-way street. If we have clients that we can share with our partners, we'll do that too. When I talk to a realtor, like yourself, being a broker, we want to know what their needs are in regards to what their clients are having issues with, and educating them. So these are the new laws that have been applied instead of Florida, whatever state it is, or federal laws. Educating about, maybe talking about a certain grant that's going to benefit that business. If it's a lender, what is their needs, and having that educational class and talk to them about what benefits their clients. But it's a two-way street. We have clients are ready to buy homes, so we have great realtors that we work with, and whenever they graduate from our program, we refer them out to our partners. And again, going back to just educating yourself and being great at what you do, not being good, being great at what you do. And I'm not saying that, we're all superheroes and we're 100% everything's going to work out as planned, but just being as great as you can and giving that great service to our clients and listening to our clients, to understand their needs, their wants, and executing in a way that they achieve their goals, whatever the goals are.
Awesome. What values, what attributes do you think the military gave you that made you such a committed, successful person?
Having honor in what you do, being truthful, having the courage to do things that most people can't do or don't want to do, or don't want to give the effort to do. Also, understanding about caring for people. And when I mean caring for people, we have clients that come in and they're crying. They can't get a job. And sometimes you're the psychologist, you're the psychiatrist, and understanding that you're here to make a difference in their lives too. But having the honor, the courage, and the commitment to always do what's right, not only in business also for our clients. And sometimes it's one of the hardest things to do in business. Yeah. But I think that's what's gonna that's what kind of help you survive and continue being successful, even in a down market like we went through in 2020.
And it's funny, like you just said that right now, and we got someone on Facebook just threw in a Semper Fi, which for those of you that don't know means always faithful. And that's exactly what you're talking about, is being, faithful to your business, your family, and your clientele, and treating people
Absolutely.
Like people, the way right, people David. Deserve to be treated, right?
That's right, David. Absolutely.
All right. So we're coming towards the end of the podcast. Really appreciate everything you're saying. And I want you to now focus for 1 minute on a active duty military person who's about to get out, or a veteran who has not taken the first step forward. What is the one biggest piece of advice that you would give them to be a successful entrepreneur or intrapreneur?
Don't be afraid. I mean, there's a lot of things I can think of right now. I know it's tough, David. I know it's tough when you're getting out and you have that structure, right? And that's why a lot of military personnel is going to law enforcement, those kind of services, like you went on your prior. But not being afraid, asking for help, not finding a good mentor, not being afraid of success. Coming to the real world is tough. I get it. I had to find a mentor, and I wasn't afraid to reach out when I needed help. And that's what's helped me stay focused also in my business, and finding that passion and being great at what you do. Even if it's selling lollipops, even if it's selling shoelaces, if that's your passion, be great at it. And remember, even though you're not in the military, you're not serving whether it's law enforcement, military, you can still make a difference in someone's lives. That uniform, it was an honor for me, but that's not what made me. What made me is everything that I learned in the military and also in law enforcement, and carrying that over also in the business world.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that information. I think you just said something so strong to people, which was, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take the next step. Don't be afraid to open that business that you've been wanting to open. Don't be afraid to follow your passion. Don't be afraid to follow the money. Honest to God, man, listen, a lot of people will tell you, oh, you got to do what you're passionate about. Don't do it for the money. Do it for whatever you feel like you want to do it Absolutely. For, man. You know what I mean? Some people do it for passion. There are a bunch of starving artists out there, and some people do it straight up for the money, right? Some people, some people are stockbrokers because stocks make money, not because they love looking at stocks, Right. And so, do what you're passionate about, whether it be money or service or item or product or lollipops or whatever it is. I think that don't be afraid is such a very bold and strong statement for anyone coming out of it. And you're right. As veterans, we come out of a very, very structured, ordained a system. And now we have to figure out how to navigate and build that structure ourselves. And it's not always easy. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Appreciate you.
All right. Jose, thanks for joining us today. How can people find you on social media?
Mr. Credit 305 and all social media and YouTube channels, MR Credit 305. They can reach me out on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Everything is Mr. Credit 305.
Awesome, brother. Thanks again for doing this with me. I really appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, sir. Semper Fi. Hoorah.
Hoorah.